In a country like Korea, biologics manufacturing, research and development, strong universities, and a motivated workforce where you can concentrate and be truly a global hub for manufacturing. And if it does this, an opportunity for Korea to really contribute to global health. In the first place, it takes advantage of Korea's capacity in vaccine manufacturing. We know that supply of global COVID vaccines is limiting, but there are some bottlenecks in the current manufacturing system, and efficient fill-finish capacity, that is the ability to take the vaccine itself and to put it into vials, is really very important and rate limiting. So the ability of Korean companies and importantly, large Korean biologics manufacturers like Samsung to put vaccine into vials could really significantly increase the supply of available vaccine. The second part is I think also very important. You know, the United States has vaccine technology and capabilities, and to the extent that they can cooperate with Korean industry, they could potentially build very, very strong partnerships utilizing know-how and capacity that exists in the United States and the manufacturing capacity that exists in Korea. That the Korean government has multiple ways that it can secure vaccines. You know, one would have been if the United States had been able or willing to gift vaccine to Korea, or if Korea had been able to exchange some of the vaccines that it had purchased in the future for vaccines that might be available now. I think the U.S. has multiple commitments and demands on the vaccine that it has available. But I think in the second part, which is potentially the more important one, the ability to manufacture vaccines in Korea, the agreement to increase the production of the Novavax vaccine in Korea offers not only the benefit to the global population because of the availability of these safe and effective vaccines, but also increases the availability and the rapidity with which vaccines will become available to Koreans. And I think, you know, I don't doubt that the Korean government will be able to achieve 70% immunization. Maybe they'll even be able to move it up from November to September. I think and it's very important to recognize the importance of the global supply chain on the one hand. On the other, in a country like Korea, where you can concentrate biologics manufacturing, research and development, strong universities, and a motivated workforce, you have the potential to create another growth industry, similar to the Korean success in cars or semiconductors or electronics. So this creates an opportunity for Korean companies not only to manufacture for Korea, which is important, and particularly in COVID, very important, but also then to manufacture for countries in the region and around the world. You know, for instance, the United States, Japan, Australia, and India had a partnership to provide vaccines to countries in South Asia and Southeast Asia that were desperately in need. You know, India's vaccine supply right now is nearly completely consumed vaccinating India because of the problems there. You know, could Korea step into the breach and provide vaccine and be truly a global hub for manufacturing? And if it does this give Korean industry an opportunity to expand into parts of the world where Korean vaccine manufacturing has not been a real presence? So I think these are all very important opportunities, and also an opportunity for Korea to really contribute to global health. So there are companies in Korea, and IVI is helping quite a few of them, to develop vaccines against COVID-19. Some of those vaccines have entered clinical trials. That is, they're being tested in humans now in Korea. Other vaccines are on their way. Some of the vaccines should hopefully be entering phase 3 clinical trials in the next few weeks to months. And I think SK Biologics made an announcement yesterday of receipt of funding from CEPI to conduct the advanced testing of a vaccine that it's been testing or developing with the Gates Foundation and the University of Washington. So again, very important potential developments, but there are other companies with advanced vaccines as well. They also announced that Korea will increase its commitment to COVAX. COVAX is that organization that is distributing low or no-cost vaccine to 92 countries around the world that would otherwise not have access. This is really important. And I think that for Korea as a high-income country, as one of the top economies in the world, to make this kind of commitment is a real sign of maturity of Korea as a high-income advanced economy, doing what it needs to do in order to help the world.